Good morning. It's Monday, January 25th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here for Beginning Tai Chi. Beginning Tai Chi, I'm focused on what we might be paying attention to when we're just getting started. I get in the Wayback Machine. I go way, way back to when I first got started. And I look at some of the things that my students have taught me over the years in terms of how other people, I know how I learn, but in terms of how other people learn these moves and the kinds of things that we want to pay attention to. So let's get started. Alright, so, excuse me, it was coffee and adjust the camera. It's Monday, come on. It's Monday. Alright, so, when you're first getting started with Tai Chi, what are the stances? How do I stand there? What do I just stand there, right? We have this as we'll practice this in a minute. Just putting your body into good alignment, finding out where your body parts are, because unless you've practiced, unless you've done something that requires you to learn this, you don't know. We think we do. We think we do. One of the things that I discovered as part of my dance training, so I'm going way back, was that in large part, the movement of my legs has much more to do with my lower back and my hips than it has to do with my leg. How we control our limbs comes through the spine. It's all connected, right? So learning that, understanding how that works, gives us, this is the physiology part of getting started with your practice. You have to learn your anatomy. There's no other way to do it. There's just no other way. You have to learn your anatomy, and then you have to start applying what you've learned to your practice. This is at the very basic, here's what I need to get started level. Do you need to be an expert in your anatomy to get started? No. That'd be silly. But you have to be thinking about it. You have to say, okay, all right, here's my feet. This is where my feet are. This is where my legs are. This is what my knees are doing. This is what my hips are doing. This is what my shoulders are doing. This is my waist, right? Here's my arms, my head, right? All of these pieces come into alignment, right? Right inside, all the way around. All the way around. So that as you're standing there, just standing there, 你们要想到无为无所为. This means in Chinese, you need to think about that there's no effort within the effort. That everything is empty and everything has substance but no meaning, no weight. 无为，无所谓. The tension, all of the things that would prevent you, and I use my hands a lot, that would prevent you from just standing there. Just standing there. Let it go. This is a very relaxed position. Everything's nicely suspended. There's no extra tension. There's no extra use of any of the muscle groups. It's just enough. Just enough. That's part of what we practice in Tai Chi. That just enough. Excessive force? No. Excessive empty? Only if it's intentional, right? There's energy, there's substance, and there's a shape to every movement that we do. Even just this. Right? So as we're moving, as we start to move through a particular form, we're developing not only the skill within that form, but we're taking on the characteristics that that form gives us through the movements, through the principles that the form is based on. All right, so the fundamentals of the form help us with the movements. For Wu style Tai Chi, the circles tend to be very small and vertical. For Yang style Tai Chi, the circles tend to be larger and more horizontal. For Wudang style Tai Chi, the circles tend to be more vertical and larger compared to Wu style. Okay? And I can go on, there are certain characteristics that belong to each system. If you're learning, you need to understand, and if the teacher's not telling you, you need to think about it for a minute, but you need to understand what these characteristics are so that you can incorporate them in your movement. It's not just go swat flies, wave your hands kind of stuff. This is a common misconception about what Tai Chi is. What do we do in Tai Chi practice? Oh, Tai Chi is that slow moving. Yeah, we just did go slow and do some pretty moves, and it's relaxing and looks good, and it does. It is. There's more to it. So as we start learning, understanding what some of that more might look like gives us something to look forward to. Just this standing practice. And I return to this. I've been returning to this for 50 years. I'm going to keep coming back to it. All right? It's a really good practice. Just this practice gives us a multitude of opportunities to investigate our anatomy. Do I have any tension in my shoulder? Do I have some tension in my lower back? What about my hands? My fingertips, what's going on there? Are my hands open? Are they relaxed? Am I tense? What's long checklist. This one practice, again, like I said, I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm not going to stop now. This one practice gives us so many opportunities to do something inwardly that will help with whatever Tai Chi system we're going to learn. Okay, today I'm going to work a little bit with brush knee from Wudang style. Okay, so we're going to, one move, right? So we have something to compare, right? I can stand here and I can talk about, well, this one does this, and this one does that, and this one goes this way, and that one goes that way, and we do this, and we do... It's not going to help you learn it. You have to see it. You have, there's no way to, you have to see it. And as we learn how to do a particular movement from a particular system, we can learn some of the basics for how to move the body. We learn some of the fundamentals for Tai Chi. What's going on inside? What are we paying attention to? What's common to this movement along with others in other Tai Chi systems? What's uncommon? What's different? What's special? What are the principles behind? Alright, so for Wudang Tai Chi, we have, I'm going to call it a little bit of a flavor that we don't have in Yang style Tai Chi. Yang style Tai Chi, brush knee, is here. There are a number of similarities. I'm going to point those out in just a minute. Wudang style brush knee is here. There's several similarities in the stepping method, the general shape of the movement, and the basic idea behind the movement, the basic intent, is the same. The principles, how the form moves, this is different. For both movements, so Yang style and Wudang style, as I get ready to do brush knee, I'm set my weight on my back leg. The back foot is at 45. As I'm going to step forward, my front foot steps according to my back leg and the length of my leg. Okay, I've talked about this before, that if I'm here in a Tai Chi step, how do you find your stance? There's a one fist in between. This is common. This is common. Every Tai Chi system that I have seen, I've seen a few, has this principle, because it's based on keeping the legs open. Not doing this. You want the legs straight down from the hip? This measurement gives you that. Fundamental anatomy. That's the basis. As I step forward, however much I can bend on this leg gives me half of the distance. The other half is governed by how long my leg is. Steps should be easy, it shouldn't be strained. Now, granted, if I'm traveling, my step is going to increase. It's going to be longer. Okay? Because I will be moving, right? Stepping only. This idea, I'm going to do the first time, I'm going to step through as I just gave it. Feet only. This leg is bent. This leg stepped through, right? However much this leg is bent, however long my leg is, that's where my foot goes. One more. All right? If I'm traveling, yeah, I'm backing up. Feet only. If I'm traveling, however, that will increase as I'm moving through. So we want to pay attention to correct stepping so that as we're practicing normally, slower step, we gain the skill that comes with knowing how far you can step. If you don't know that, once we start moving quicker, you still don't know where you're going to step. That's a bigger problem. Much easier to address when we're moving slowly. Continuing with the comparison, Yang style and Wudang style for brush knee both have upper hand that extends at roughly the shoulder and aligns with the middle Tantian. Both have lower hand. This is fundamental for brush knee. This is why we call it brush knee. Lower hand brushes the knee. That's why we call it brush knee. Right? You brush the knee. Open and come in. This type of movement is common for all Tai Chi systems. The particulars on the way the hand is held, the particulars on the way the movement is done will differ. Even within a particular system. I will give you an example. From Yang style, watch my right hand. Yang style again. Both are correct. Both are correct. The resulting movement, we're still here. We've still got the principle behind what we're doing through each of those is just a little bit different in Wudang style. I've got much more of a twist here and much more of a set before I come out. So Yang style tends to stay level all the way through. Wudang style has a little more dynamic to it. So there is that part of sink and then move in. So as we are looking at brush knee, so that's brush knee. Well, so's that. And they're both correct. Understanding that as part of your practice matters. That's what this person over here is doing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing something different. What I've been taught is this. Right? Understanding what you've been taught. We've been learning Chen style Tai Chi. In Chen style Tai Chi, we need to work on the spiral. All right? And that is a principle of Chen style Tai Chi that we want to cultivate. Cool. This is what you should do. Yang style Tai Chi, classical Yang style Tai Chi has an elegant flow to it. Everything is big and open and sweeping, and it's got a simplicity and an elegance. I keep using that word because it is to it that I haven't seen in a lot of other systems. There's other things that I see in other systems, don't get me wrong. But for this, it's just, it's pretty. It's just pretty, right? And when done well, even the people who are watching relax a little bit. Wudang style has an inner energy and a dynamic to it that is a combination of a roller coaster and a porch swing and standing on a mountain and looking out at the mountains beneath. I've been there. And knowing it's a feature of the system that your fundamental movements are based on you knowing what you are doing. What am I doing at this time? What am I doing with this? Understanding the energy behind it, understanding the dynamic of the movement, because without that, it's difficult. It's difficult to bring to bear all of what the system gives us. So, as we're looking at each of these systems, Yang style brush knee, Yang style brush knee, Wudang style brush knee. As we're looking at each of these, what are the common elements? What can we pay attention to that looks the same? So that if somebody says, 敖补, 鲁西敖补, brush knee, that's the translation in Chinese, we can recognize this particular movement. So, with me, we're going to work the right leg as standing leg, the left leg as a stepping leg. Stand straight, shift the weight onto the left, turn the right toes to 45. Take the step forward, bend the knee, relax through the hip, keep the back straight, take all the weight on the supporting leg, bring your other leg in and forward. It's a little bitty circle, like kind of a half moon right there. Little circle. Okay? Easy step. Don't try and go too far forward. Now bring it back. Okay? We're going to do it again. This time with the hands. Sink. As you sink onto the right leg. Yeah, a little thing to let go of here. As you sink onto the right leg, turn just a little bit towards it. And bring up the right hand to about your shoulder height, no more than your nose. Left hand is going to come around in front of you, center line, step. As you turn the waist, turn the front hand around the knee and extend the right hand. Do it again. Stand straight. Shift left. Open the right toes. Left hand comes to the center. Right hand starts up. Sink into your supporting leg. Step through. Right by your ear up here. And extend. One more time. Shift. Turn the toes. Bring the arms around. Turn the waist. Step. Turn and push through. Okay? When we turn around, we'll do it 3 more times. Shift. Turn the toes. Left hand comes across, right hand starts up, sink, step through. Again. Turn the toes, hands come around, right hand comes up, right about by the ear, and extend. One more time. Turn the waist, pay attention to the hands, and extend through. Variation. This was from Young style. Second version. Stand straight. Now we're turn around, we're going to do this. Turn the waist. Come around. This relies much more on the upper body and turning the waist. The previous movement relies much more on using the back leg and the hip extending through the entire body. Stand here. Second one, use the waist. Shift left, open right. Hands come across. Palm is out. Your palm is out. It's not this. Different. This is different. Turn a little bit more. Open through the chest. Turn. Again. Stand straight. Shift left. Open right. Sink. Arms start up, open the chest, open through the upper body, open through the back, and turn. One more time. Stand straight. Shift left. Transfer onto the right. Palm is out. Step. Turn the waist. I'm going to turn around. Stand straight. Shift left. Open. Open this. Open the back. Open the back. Shift onto the right. Turn a little bit more than what we just did. Just a little bit through the waist. Step through. Turn. Again. Shift, open the back, and turn. Everything carries through the turn. Stand straight, shift, open, turn. I'm hoping that this difference is apparent in the way that the movement appears. I'm trying for it anyway. If you were in the room with me, I'm sure that it would be, because I've done this before. All right, so it's the video question. All right, the third one that we have for this morning, these two are Yang style. The third one that we have is Wudang style. Brush knee. Same starting position. Stand straight. Shift left, open right, so I can do the step. Same. Sink. Right hand's up over here. Alright, so first difference that I hope you noticed is that we're sinking and I'm coming from a lower point. The other one that's probably not as obvious, and I certainly didn't make it as obvious in that move, was that there's the use of the lower dantian that helps drive the waist, that drives the rest of the movement. So the driver's behind, and the way that the movement twists is quite different than either version of Yang style. One more time. Shift, open, extend. So I can slow that down a little bit. Sorry. Shift, open, extend. So I have a driver here, I have one through the back of the leg, and then I have my waist and my upper body that I'm bringing to this one movement. Stand straight, feet about shoulder width apart. Relax, shift to left, turn the right toes to 45. Hands come around. So as I shift my weight here, both my hands come around. My right hand does not come up as quickly. For Yang style, I'm already here. For Wudang style, it's here. Right? Shift. Hand starts up. This hand's still here. As I step through, I'm going to sink more on my supporting leg. So go down. Step under. Turn here first. Then turn the upper body. A little bit too fast, I'm sorry. Shift, set, ready, turn here, then turn the upper body. Fingertips lead in, and the palm ends up flat. Okay. Keeping the arm relative to your own body is important. This is true for all of these. Much more so for what we're doing or trying to do with Wudang style. Because the movement is driven from here and extends out through the arm. If the arm is out of alignment, right? If the arm is out of alignment, it will feel odd. The same happens with Yang style, but it's a little more subtle, so sometimes it takes a little more practice to find where that correct position is. For me at least, with Wudang style, having that correct position has always been kind of mandatory. It wasn't something that couldn't be there. It's even some folks that I saw many years ago. The folks that had learned a little bit understood this idea, and the folks that had learned a lot knew way better. All right, so left foot, sink onto the left, open the right toes, Wudang style, come, hands come across, we're here, turn, sink, under, turn at the hip, lower Tantian. Follow that through with the upper body. Alright, turn around. Stand straight. Shift left, hands come across, sink, step under, and turn through. Again, stand straight, shift left, open right, turn the waist, sink, step under, and extend. One more time. Shift, step through, and turn. Relax. Being able to understand the principles behind what we're doing. So Wudang has this spiraling type energy. We have the swimming fish in the lower Tantian, the yin-yang fish. And we use that energy. Yang style has this broad, sweeping, again, elegant type of energy. And we use that. Wu style, smaller circles, closer in, very useful. Chen style has the spirals that extend the energy, also extremely useful. All right? So each system can take any one of the movements that are common, make it its own. It's cooking, you know, your mom's chili and your mom's spaghetti sauce doesn't taste like my mom's chili and my mom's spaghetti sauce. They can both be good. They can both be really, really good. They're not the same. We want our Tai Chi to, in my view, we want our Tai Chi to follow the principles around which it was built. Don't bring in a bunch of other stuff. Don't do this. Don't do that. Learning something else. Sure, absolutely. I have Xingyi, I have Bagua, I have Wudang Taiji, I have some other things. I have a little bit of Shaolin. Learning something else is great. Being able to clearly distinguish what you're doing, following the principles that that system espouses. That system says, this is the way we should practice. This is what we need to do. My best example of that is you don't play football on a basketball court. That's American football. Either one, you're not playing it on a basketball court. Right? What you can do in football, American football, and what you can do on a basketball court are not the same. They're not. Spikes on a basketball court are bad. Right? What we do in Tai Chi is not the same as what we do in Shaolin. It's not the same as what we do in Xingyi. It's not the same. And what we do within a particular system is not the same. As we're learning, the more we can pay attention to the specifics of the system that we're learning, the more that we understand how to apply the principles of that system, the easier it is to learn another one. I'm going to stop here for today. I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something about some differences in brush knee and some ideas behind how we practice in Tai Chi. I'm going to be back tomorrow for Advanced Tai Chi. Not the same class. Wednesday, Wudang's 3 basic methods. Thursday, Xingyi. So I was talking about it. If you want to come learn, come on. Friday, Qigong. I hope you'll be here. I will. See you then.